that it doesn't matter. He can take care of himself. His name can look after himself.
Okay.
So you have to enforce things. Your God must be weak.
Okay. And is that it?
That's it.
Okay, so you're saying if you have to enforce laws...
It's very hard to argue.
I'm actually waiting for you to finish. This is the cultural side of the discussion. I'm just waiting for you to finish so that I can respond.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, now the issue here is not about defending God's position, because we know that God's position has not changed and will not change and so forth. We're not defending God, we're defending God's religion that he gave to us. We're defending his...
One and the same
law. No, I mean, you were saying that this would directly say that this means that God is weak if we have to defend God, and I'm telling you that, God put us on this planet. He gave us the ability to make decisions. He gave us the ability to act and to do things. He did not, stop us from doing what we want to do. He allows us to do what we want to do. So, I want to obey God.
No. Exactly opposite. That's exactly what...
What's the opposite?
What you're saying is that... What you're saying, non-Muslims can't go into the peninsula, and you're saying... You're saying they can't, and now you're saying they can. Make up your mind.
No, I'm saying that I'm talking about free will is what the discussion kind of veered off into. Is about
free will transfers into free movement.
No, I'm not disputing the fact that a person, if they want to cross a border, if a non-Muslim wants to cross a border to go into Mecca, he's more than capable of doing so. I'm just saying that he might be punished for doing so as well. So he needs to, think about that, before he does it. These are laws. If there's I don't know where you are, but anywhere in the world, if there's a military installation, not anyone's just allowed to walk into the military installation. They might be stopped, they might be apprehended, they might get off.
Well, why don't you let Allah do the punishment? Why do you let the state do the punishment? Let Allah do the punishment.
Because Allah gave us the state to manage ourselves. You said, Roger,
it's a terribly hard agenda to push onto the world. The world will just laugh at it.
But it's already being pushed upon by secularists everywhere in the world.
Well, they're not all secularists, but people...
No, people who do not accept a theocratic system, they are basically putting their own system in place, and they're forcing their laws upon others. So all I'm saying is that if I believe in God, and all the people around me believe in God, and we believe that God sent us this book, and we implement this book in our not just daily lives, but in our social lives, and we put it as the foundation of our government and the actual government itself, then, there's no existential difference between that and establishing another form of government. But all of a sudden we see that people have a problem with anybody saying, this is God's government, and then it's no longer valid just because we believe that God said it.
When you talk democracy, okay, an outgoing government might force the theory of democracy into a new coming government. So when that democratic decision has been made by the people, you can't get forced. The election might be forced.
No, you can say it's forced because I'm from America, and I'll tell you right now, I never once voted in any election. I never once voted for any representative.
It's the majority. It's the majority that decides. Majority that decides.
Yeah, I think if you look at some elections, you know there's not the majority who are voting.
Well, that might be true, but the theory is it's not one person deciding.
Might be true.
It's one person deciding, is it? It's not a king deciding. It's not one person.
Yeah, and you know what? In Islam, we don't believe that any human being decided. We believe that it was God who just decided everything. You spoke about justice. I'll talk to you about justice. Who's more just than God? I mean, if you say, I don't know if you're an atheist or you're a Christian or what you are, but if somebody was to say that, I don't believe in God, well, that's you. That's between you and God. It has nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with the people around.
You've got your beliefs. What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is you've got your beliefs and you're fixed on them.
Okay.
But you're going to have one impossible task: getting other people to believe your beliefs. You're
not in this region. Not in this region.
No. Okay. What's your region?
Right now I'm in Egypt.
Egypt. I'm thinking you have a bit of trouble there too. The Muslim Brotherhood is a bit of a backlash there with their totalitarian. Okay. Oh, well, we do. Okay, you just contradicted yourself then. Okay. Anyway,
no, I don't think you know what it is.
Well, I don't know the details, but I can see what's happening politically.
Well, yeah, exactly. They got involved with democracy, and this is the result of getting involved with democracy.
Not going to go away, right? Do you think the democracy idea is going to die?
I think it's on its last leg.
Okay, fair enough. All right, mate. I'll catch you. Good to talk to you.
You too. Thank you for the discussion.
Okay. Bye-bye. In fact, I haven't just gone yet. Yeah, no, do you want to talk further or anything or not? Or?
I would love to discuss more. I have no problem with discussing this. I would like to...
I'm dying of thirst. Let me just come back in a couple of minutes because I'm dying of thirst at the moment. I'm just going to make myself a quick cup of tea because I woke up in the middle of the night and... okay, hang on. Just wait there then.
No problem. Take your time. I did want to just make a point because Roger just mentioned, and I would like to wait for him. I don't know if he can hear this, how far away he is from his computer, but he did say that the world is crying out for freedom and justice now, and I agree. But the question is then, I like to get back to the basics. Which freedoms are people looking for, and which? I think personally, I don't know. I think that freedom and justice are actually tied into one thing. But which freedoms are they looking for? Are they just looking for freedoms from all form of government completely? Just want a complete anarchy? Because no matter what happens, any government you have, don't want to say it's the job of the government, the natural result of the government, to take away freedoms. You will not be allowed to cheat, murder, steal, and so forth. These are freedoms that have been taken away from you, and rightfully so. I hope that everyone would agree that you don't want to have people with the freedom to commit heinous crimes. Now, in terms of justice, the issue is, with Muslims at least, we believe that our God is a just God, and we believe that every law that He gave us has justice behind it. There's justice and wisdom behind everything. Whether or not we know what that wisdom is today or tomorrow or whatnot, whether or not we know how that justice will come to be, that's God sent it and we believe in it. We hear it, we obey it. As far as just in practicality, I mean, I've seen certain things that in different legal systems that I would say is not just, and that Islam is more just, and in other things someone might say the opposite. So, I think justice is also a relative term, but it's definitely an important term, very important. And likewise, the issue about religious freedoms. Roger, you mentioned about religious freedoms, and I agree that there should be religious freedoms. Should everybody be allowed to have every religious freedom? If you were to say yes, then you would have to agree that then Muslims are allowed to have an Islamic state because it's part of our religion. It's part of our religion to have an Islamic state. If someone says, okay, well, no, we have to limit these freedoms, even the freedom of religion, then now we're on to a completely different page. But even on the smaller things, okay, someone might say under an Islamic state, you will not allow Christians to ring their bells to go to church. Okay, and this is a law as well in Islam that the Christians are allowed to ring the bell. Yet I'll tell you, in America at least, you will be hard pressed to find too many mosques who are allowed to publicly call to prayer on their loudspeakers so that the whole community can listen to it. Call people to the mosque, just like the bells are to call the people to the church. The call to prayer calls the people to the mosque. Yet you will find it becomes a sound ordinance in most places in America. So, and even in the UK, as far as I'm aware, with the exception of a few places. So one could say the same thing. Okay, you take this religious freedom away, and they take that religious freedom away. So I think that we need to define our terms. Perhaps I can. Sorry, I didn't know you were speaking. I'm sorry. You're on mute. Go ahead. I can't hear you at all. Can anyone else hear Roger? I can't hear Roger.